Hi everybody, it's Friday, Good Friday, happy Easter everybody. So it's my weekly weigh-in video. Lots to talk about today. Big changes have happened in my diet / lifestyle, and I really just wanted to share that with you today. I think it was Monday I did my previous video and I told you that I'd done all the research about the ketogenic diet, low carb, high fat, and that given the research that I'd done, I really wanted to move to this and away from the VLCD that I had been doing for the previous 3 weeks. Oh, my fingers. But because there was a lot of carbs that I was taking in. Now, having said that, low carb diet is somewhere between 50 and under carbs per day. So in theory, I was still low carb, but I just didn't want to have just a purely carb based and protein based diet anymore. I really wanted to try the high fat. Sorry, I've just eaten. Oh, I want to show you something. This is my very first bone broth that I've literally just taken out of the slow cooker. I'm going to set to one side here now. I've been stewing that for about 2 days in the slow cooker, 8-9 hours per day, and then turning it off overnight. I got a couple of bones from the farmer. I think I said that on Monday, and I got a bit of shin, bit of brisket, and the bone, and I just put them in with some water, nothing else really, so that's pretty pure. The bones, it's been a revelation looking and seeing a bit of, apple cider vinegar as well, obviously, to break down the marrow. So I'm really looking forward to having that. I have an awful lot of fat left in the sieve. With some meat. I took the meat out yesterday just to let the bones do their thing. So I still got a little bit of meat and fat and gristle and stuff there. So I want to try and sort of separate that out and put the fat into a little glass jar that I'm going to keep for using. So that's that. Look, I have to say, look at my face. I am happy. This is fantastic. I have not felt hunger all week. And I've started this sort of Monday. Now, my biggest fear on Monday was that if I start to eat again, I'm going to put on food weight and it's going to make me feel disillusioned, because I'm going to have to then put, if I put the food weight on, I'm then going to have to take it off just to get back to baseline before I start to see weight going down again. That was my biggest fear. And that's why I was a little bit upset on Monday as I talked about how I was going to go through this new diet. About 8:30 this morning, I made my bulletproof coffee. Now, I'm changing it up. I'm changing the recipe up a little bit, just so I don't get bored. But today, and I've just finished it, and I made this at 8:30 this morning, and it's now probably about 11 or something. Today, I made it with coffee, 40 grams of coconut oil, the Cocoa Vita that I'm using, and 3 tablespoons of double cream. I mean, it's unheard of, and I am loving it. Now, I have made it with the butter and the coconut oil as well, and they are equally as nice. I did try adding a little bit of cinnamon or nutmeg or something the other day, and I think I put a little bit too much of that in, so it kind of spoiled it. It gives a really nice, creamy, very faint coconut flavor to the lattes. But anyway, it's been delicious. I have not felt hungry once all week, and I can't stress that enough. I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background, and I suppose in some ways I have been lying to you a little bit, and so it's all kind of cards on table. When I started my VLCD 3 weeks ago, and I said that I had, a sneaky Chinese, or, I had a couple of cheats. I was basically purging that afterwards. So I was making myself sick. I am prone to doing that when I go on a diet and when I try to control my weight. I am prone to bulimia, which is why things like Slimming World and Weight Watchers and stuff haven't worked for me either, because I get guilty if I eat something because I think I'm going to put on weight. I haven't done it once this week, not once, and I have done it. I've been doing it like 2 or 3 times a day when I've been on the VLCD because I've eaten something, felt guilty about the food weight that I was going to put on and how it would then detract from the weight loss that I was having. I haven't done it once all week. I haven't felt hungry once all week. In fact, you know, I've been able to skip meals. I've had a very high fat breakfast and I've had a nice dinner with some protein, and you know, sometimes I've had lunch if I've needed to, but honestly, I haven't felt hungry once. And I'm utterly astounded, absolutely, utterly astounded how this is going so far. Yes, it's only week 1, so I'm in that kind of golden period, but, wow, absolutely wow. I have not felt hungry once. I tell a lie. I'm kind of doing a 12-hour fast, so if I don't eat after 8 o'clock at night, by the time 8 o'clock comes in the morning, I guess I'm a little bit hungry, but then who wouldn't be after fasting for 12 hours? But I am only eating when I'm hungry. My bulletproof coffees last me 2 to 3 hours, you know, in drinking them, and then I don't need to eat anything for a couple of hours even after that. I can't tell you how much I am absolutely flipping astounded by this. I am eating and I'm losing weight. And I'll save the weight loss for a little bit longer. The other thing I want to show you is this. Those of a sensitive disposition, please look away now because I'm going to show you a pea stick. When I was on the the VLCD, and yes, I'm drinking a lot of water on the VLCD. Actually, I'm drinking a lot of water on this as well. I don't have an urge for anything sugary or anything like that. Water is perfectly sufficient. But anyway, when I was on the VLCD, my pea colour of the stick, my pea stick, didn't really get past a light shade of pink, okay? Now that could have been a lot of, because I was diluting my urine obviously with a lot of water. And I did say in these videos that nothing was going to be sacred. But I've been drinking an awful lot of water on this. I'm obviously getting liquids through the food that I'm eating as well, but I'm still, you know, drinking at least 1.5 litres, 2 litres of water. I just want to show you my pea stick just from about 10 minutes ago. That is how dark it is. That is almost as dark as you can get. I think it's one off the darkest on the little scale. I am burning fat, baby. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you was this top, right? I'm going to have to step back because of the thing, right? I'll just step back a bit. Now, this, about two or 3 weeks ago, was skin tight. Like skin tight. It was hard to get over the shoulders and everything. Now, I'm not saying that I have lost heaps of weight. No, of course I haven't. But it's a little bit looser. A little bit looser. And that's what we're looking for. Little bits as we go along. I had a whole ream of things to talk to you about now. It's all gone out of my head. What am I eating? Okay. Yesterday I had, now calorie-wise, I'm probably up to somewhere between 1,200, say 1,000 and 1,500, give or take 100 either side of that, but mostly over 1,000 calories a day. So I have gone up in my calorie intake tremendously. It's just what is making up those calories, and the bulk of that is fats. My macro ratios are somewhere between, I think, 65 and 80 daily for fat. And I think I have them marked in my Fitness Pal. It's like 70, 25 and 5. So 70% fat, 25% protein and 5% carbs. I'm actually struggling to get some of the carbs into my diet. Not that that's particularly bothering me. The other thing is, you know I was on my shakes previously. So I think I'm going to have a shake at bedtime just to bring the carbs up a little bit. For no other reason that I needed to get rid of the shakes. I've paid for them, so I want to use them. I've been researching, and it looks like having carbs at bedtime is the best thing, because if I have carbs during the day and I get any type of insulin spike at all, my body's going to want more. If I have them just before bed, I'm fasting all night. I'm not conscious enough to know that I want more carbs. So I'm going to have probably one at bedtime, and it's probably just mostly because I've paid for them and I want to use them and I don't want to waste the money. So, but it's about 12.5 grams of carbs, and like I say, I'm not approaching 20 grams most days. When I do it. So yesterday, what did I have? Okay, so yesterday I had 4 rashers of streaky bacon and 2 eggs scrambled in butter for breakfast. God, it was beautiful. Lunch, I had, I think oh gosh, what did I have for lunch yesterday? I think I just had a coffee. Oh no, I had the shin. I had the meat from the shin, from the beef shin. For lunch, and then for tea I had a creamy coffee, and I that was more than sufficient for me. Other meals I've had cream spinach with a ribeye steak. Now those ribeye steaks were huge, and they're about 1,000 calories just in each one, but just too much for me as well. And I ate them purely because I'd cooked them, so I had 2 days of that. I've had the bulletproof coffee, which has seen me right through from morning to lunchtime and beyond. I've had Parma ham with Roquefort cheese, quite a few, well, 2 days, because I sort of split them both. What's in my fridge at the moment? I've got some cabbage, I've got more streaky bacon, I've got mince that I need to cook up and do some things with. I got some reduced to clear onions and green or mixed peppers and mushrooms yesterday. It was 3 for 2 and they were reduced to clear. So I actually went through and got these little snack baggies. Hang on, I'll show you. I got these little, snack baggies. Okay, so they're small. They hold about 100 grams of onions or peppers. So what I did was I measured out 100 grams or 50 grams, I think it was, for the onions because they were slightly bigger, and put the carbs on it. So like 100 grams for the onions, it was like 100 grams and then 9 grams of carbs, so that I'm keeping a running total of how much carbs I'm ingesting on a daily basis. And again, if I put 100 grams of onions into some minced meat, they're going to be spread over different servings and different portion sizes. So I'm not going to get, excuse me, my creamy coffee's repeating on me, my apologies. I'm not going to get all that into one serving. So it's not going to be like 9 grams on one go. So I've got things like chilies to make. I've got, going to try some beef burgers with some eggs, all these different things that I really have to start educating myself on how to cook again. Putting a huge lump of butter into a pan and cooking a steak in it, or cooking some bacon or eggs in it, and you're putting it in, you're thinking, God, this is so counterintuitive to what we've been taught. And yet, things are going well. So, drum roll, please. Weight loss. Last week I was 208.2, I believe. And remember, my high was 215.8, and that was the 17th of February where I clocked that enormous weight in. Today, I can tell you from 208.2 last Friday, 204.8. Ah! Go natty, go natty, go natty, go natty. So, oh my God, I've lost weight eating. I've lost about, 3.4 pounds or something like that. Eating fat, eating oils, eating streaky bacon full of fat, eating ribeye steaks full of fat, which were delicious actually, but just too big. What else? Eating Parma ham as much as I want, an entire bag of it. Eating cheese. And sometimes I have, the last couple of nights I've had a little bit of cheese before bed, about 30 grams, just as a nibbly snack, just to sit there with some water or whatever. I've been having some vivid dreams, so I think I'm going to cut out the cheese before bedtime. A little bit too vivid for my liking. So 3.4 pounds off eating while I've been eating. I can't believe it. That's why I'm so happy. I can't believe I can eat and lose weight. And all those years where I have been starving myself on a low-calorie diet or denying myself and then pigging out and purging afterwards. God knows what my insides are like, to be quite honest with you folks. Oh my God, I can eat. And I'm not hungry. Really, I'm not hungry. You know, that, like I say, I'm overwhelmed. I can't believe the change in me since Monday. The fear that I had eating food again and thinking, am I just going to go in that sort of, you know, binge purge cycle again? You know, because especially now that I'm doing these videos, because I'm holding myself accountable by videotaping these things. You know, when I was on the VLCD and I had a, you know, craving for something and I gave into that craving, you know, I would purge because I would be so guilty that when I, you know, I want to have a weight loss by the time I video the next video. And I don't have to do that. My God, I've been eating steaks and eggs and bacon, spinach as well. I do love my spinach, and that cream spinach was absolutely delicious. Little bit of onion, little bit of garlic, double cream and wilted spinach and butter. God, it was delicious. Yes, there are carbs in that because you've got carbs from the onion, you've got carbs from the spinach, but again, you portion it out, everything's fine. So 3.4 pounds off this week, eating a high-fat, low-carb diet, and I am over the bloody moon. Happy flippin' Easter to me, folks. I am delighted, absolutely flippin' delighted. Now tomorrow, which is, not tomorrow, Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, I am going down to Mother's for Easter Sunday dinner. And then we're having a lamb. I think I said that in a previous video that I bought a lamb for that. So I phoned Mum the other day and I said, you know, I'm on this new regime, high fat, low carb diet. I says, you know, I can't wait to taste the lamb. I'm more than happy with things like broccoli or whatever the vegetable is. I'm just not going to have any potatoes or anything like that. And the first thing she says, well, what about some wine? You're going to have a bit of wine. So yes, I'm going to have a glass of wine, or two or more. But Mother's stocking up on soda water, so they will literally be very, very diluted. I've also been researching about wines, and Sauvignon Blanc, Riesling, Pinot Grigio, all those very dry white wines are okay in moderation, shall we say. I'm not going to down a complete bottle. My mum did say, hey, what about that alcohol-free wine that you always get? And it's called Iceberg. You can get it in Tesco's in the kind of funky wine section, with Lambrini and Babycham. And it's 150 calories a bottle. However, they've replaced the alcohol with sugar because obviously it needs to be able to taste palatable. So not even looking at the non-alcoholic one again. The dry wine has more of its alcohol and sugar removed through the fermenting process. So in theory, it's got less carbs in it anyway. So everything in moderation. It was a known cheat day from way back when. It's going to be interesting to see now that I'm on the low carb, high fat diet, how that is affected by a glass or two of wine. But I'm not afraid to eat again, which has been an absolute bloody revelation. Oh, and look, got my roots done, got my hair done. Look at me, I'm so sexy. Dee, 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 dee. Yes, I think I'll edit that bit out. But I'm honest to God, I'm absolutely bowled over the moon. I don't care if I'm the only person who ever sees and watches this video about 16 times just to get my numbers up. I don't do that. How dare you? Bloody amazing. Now, that's first week. let's see how next week goes. Obviously, caveat being Sunday. There's no, Mum knows, no chocolate for me, anything like that. I'm looking at things and I'm thinking, I really don't want that in my body. I really don't want to, have that kind of poison in my body, or that, it might not be poison to anybody else, but I'm just seeing it's not going to be healthy for me. It's not going to allow me to feel satisfied and satiated. It's going to make me hungry. And that's what I'm looking at it now. It's, I look at all these things and I say, that is going to make me hungry. I don't want to be hungry. Give me a stick of butter instead. So, 20 minutes gone. God, I could talk for Ireland, couldn't I? I'm going to leave it now. Overjoyed by the first week. Overjoyed. I know I keep saying it, but I really can't stress enough how I didn't think I could eat and lose weight at the same time. I really didn't. It's been an absolute revelation. So, let's see what happens next Friday. Hopefully another 2 to 3 pounds off. God, wouldn't that be fabulous? Another 3 pounds off, and I will have got my first stone off. So fingers crossed, that's a stretch goal for next Friday. It's 3 pounds off. I don't have to worry about cutting down on food intake or whatever, because what I'm eating makes me feel satisfied. So let's see. So 3 pounds is a stretch goal to see if I can get my first stone off by next Friday. And next Friday is the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. So my video will not be containing any tricks. Because I'm can't think of any to do. But anyway, so there you go. I'm 3 pounds off, my first stone off. Overjoyed. I'm eating and I feel fabulous. So thank you everybody for whoever watches this. Please subscribe, please ask any questions about what it is that I'm doing. I'd be more than happy to answer it. So take care and see you next Friday. Bye now, folks.